From teacher pay and tax policy to childcare reform and hurricane relief, there's a lot moving at the legislature. Plus, a major federal bill is now headed to the Senate. Here's what you need to know. You're watching the Matthews Area Chamber Advocacy Update, sponsored by Atrium Health. I'm Sarah Principe, and it's May 27th, 2025. Last week, the North Carolina House passed its version of the state budget with bipartisan support, setting the stage for negotiations with the Senate. While the overall spending levels are similar, the two chambers differ significantly on key priorities, especially tax policy, education, and workforce development. One of the biggest points of contention is income tax policy. The Senate plan pushes forward with aggressive rate cuts, even if state revenues fall short. The House takes a more cautious approach, raising the revenue triggers needed to lower rates in future years. In the meantime, the House budget includes more targeted relief. It exempts up to $5,000 in tipped wages from income tax, raises the standard deduction by $500 for single filers and $1,000 for married couples, and reinstates a back-to-school sales tax holiday beginning in 2026. Supporters say these measures provide more immediate help to lower and middle-income families while protecting long-term fiscal stability. Teacher pay is another major focus. The House proposes an average 8.7% raise over 2 years, raising starting salaries to $50,000 and restoring master's pay. State employees would receive a 2.5% raise. The Senate offers smaller raises and instead relies more heavily on bonuses. In higher education, both chambers invest in community colleges and expand training programs for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The House authorizes the new propellancy funding model to better align course funding with workforce demand, though it does not dedicate funding to fully implement it. On child care, the House budget increases subsidy reimbursement rates and funds several pilot programs to expand access and support the workforce. It also proposes regulatory changes, including adjustments to credentialing requirements and group sizes, aimed at giving providers more flexibility. These reforms may help ease staffing shortages, especially in underserved areas, though some providers have raised concerns about potential impacts on care quality. While the House budget does not include funding for Hurricane Helene recovery, House lawmakers unanimously passed a separate $464.8 million relief bill last week. Senate leadership has indicated the measure could be used as a bargaining chip in broader budget negotiations. The final budget is likely weeks away, and we'll continue monitoring provisions that affect businesses and communities across the state. Now shifting to policy action outside of the budget process, House Bill 402 was discussed this week in the Senate Regulatory Reform Committee. No vote was taken, and the bill remains in discussion. This legislation would require additional approval steps for high-cost agency rules. If a proposed rule would cost $1 million or more over 5 years, it would need a two-thirds vote from the relevant agency board or commission. For rules costing $10 million or more, unanimous approval would be required, unless the rule is mandated by federal law. Supporters say the bill promotes transparency and protects small businesses. Critics argue it could delay rules that safeguard public health and safety, and some raise concerns about limiting executive authority in the rulemaking process. And finally, a quick federal update. As a follow-up to last week's video, the budget reconciliation package passed the U.S. House and now moves to the Senate. Significant changes are expected. We'll continue tracking the bill and keep you informed on how it may impact the business community. That's all for today. We'll continue tracking these and other policies that could impact businesses in Matthews. Until next time, I'm Sarah Principe, and this has been the Matthews Area Chamber Advocacy Update, sponsored by Atrium Health.